over $90,000 for this 2025 2500 diesel, but 90 grand for a pickup truck is pretty crazy. But at least I'm not seeing any addendum stickers or market adjustments. You know, so many dealerships want to add nitrogen filled tires and all sorts of BS, but $90,000. And the crazy part about it is a 2500 diesel, but we'll probably walk up to an electric pickup truck that costs more than this 2500 diesel. That's the crazy part. And when you think about the whole big picture, that's a lot of money for a pickup truck. You know what I mean? For a pickup truck, you better be ready to spend it. Now here's more of a base model over here. Let's see, 57,000, 6.6 gas, 2500. It's crazy because we walk up to 1500s. This is a 2500 single wheel, but 1500s will be much more expensive than this. It is a gas, but still, it's crazy how expensive the 1500s have gotten. And to have the 6.2 and 5.3 lifter issue and also bearing issue and all sorts of stuff, not a good situation. Not a good situation at all. And for General Motors to, I mean, you guys know they got bailed out. They took billions, over 11 billion, actually $11.2 billion of taxpayers' money, and they got bailed out. They were doing very bad. They were not doing good, and they were bleeding cash, and they needed help, and so the government helped a private company. Pretty crazy that happened. But you look at these prices. Look and see, 66,000. They know exactly where they want to be. 2025 elevation. Now, is this, let's see here, this has the 5.3. Okay. The problem is with the 5.3, you guys know, it's issue after issue when it comes to reliability. But a big thing is, there's no nitrogen-filled tires. You know what I mean? So many dealerships want to add those nitrogen-filled tires and all sorts of crazy stuff. Now, there's that electric truck that I almost bet is more than most of the 2500s we're looking at, even though it's just an electric 1500 that's going to lose more value than probably any of these vehicles quicker than quick. Now, let's look at this thing right here. This thing is going to lose so much money, too. Not worth anything at all. Let's see what it's, let's see, $44,000. Wow, $44,000. A Terrain, a 2026 with a 1.5 turbo. Wow, almost, I mean, 50 grand after tax. You better get a huge discount if you're buying something like this. Isn't this like the Equinox version, basically? So a $50,000 Equinox. And the crazy part about it is now you're looking at $100,000+ vehicles. Every single one of these. The one at the end is 105. Let's look at some of these EVs, because I want to see, is this 1500 Sierra going to be more than the 2500 Denali? You know what I mean? That's the crazy part. Just for going electric, you got to pay all that extra money. Let's see. Yeah, it is $101,000. 2025 EV Denali max range. Man, it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. And the amount of money this is going to be worth, it's going to lose so much money so quickly, it's not even funny. Most people are probably just going to lease them so they don't care, because if you do buy that thing, you better be ready to take the hit. And reliability-wise, I mean, EV, and they haven't done so good with General Motors. They're starting to sell them, but they had a lot of issues with the bolts and all sorts of stuff in the past. Look at that, $105,000. It's a lot of money, man. And in my mind, it's like, if you're spending $105,000, there's so many other vehicles you can get. A 2020 Toyota Land Cruiser. It would be much more reliable, hold so much more value. And it's like, why would you not want to get a Land Cruiser and not the new Land Cruiser? Those things are junk. I'm talking about the older Land Cruisers over this brand new vehicle. I would much rather have it. And the Land Cruiser's probably more expensive. You know what I mean? But it's because it's for a reason. You know, they go up, this goes down. And it's a vehicle that's going to depreciate very fast. Let's look at this one. $78,000. 5.3 2025 Yukon. Yeah, better be ready to pay, man. That's all I can say, because these things, wow, a lot of money. And how much money do you really have to make to afford a $100,000 vehicle? Well, a lot of people would argue if you're not paying cash, can't afford it. And then others will argue, I mean, you know, this and that, but you got, it's a lot, man. A couple hundred, at least $300 to $400 grand a year to realistically be able to afford that. And honestly, pay cash, have your house paid, all that stuff. If you're really looking at spending $100,000 on a vehicle, that's the crazy part. And most people are not in that situation. they're just overextending themselves on 84-month payments. That's the realistic, or they're leasing it because they can't even buy it. You know what I mean? That's the crazy thing. Let's look at this one. $30,000. This is the most affordable vehicle on the lot, an Investa. Now, really cheaply made, crap vehicle. You can't keep it because the thing, I mean, it's not going to last, but at least they offer a vehicle in the 30s because it's hard to even find that at a lot of Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealerships. Maybe the Compass, but a lot of times that thing will be 40 grand. So these prices are crazy. The inventory is pretty loaded, especially with their expensive vehicles. And it's crazy to see a 1,500 pickup truck, 10,000 more than a 2,500 diesel Denali. Let me know what you think. Have a great day and stay blessed.